Hey everybody, I know Fnu usually does this part, but unfortunately he's come down with a bad case of the frenzy virus, which means when he's not bundled up under the covers, he's trying to tear my couch in half. Either way, he's in no position to do anything. So, enjoy this rant he made a while back, for just in case this sort of thing happened. Anyway, it's great to be back. Without giving anything away, I look forward to seeing you all again and getting to sit down, chat, and enjoy the time we get to spend together. Until then, see ya.
First off, I want to say that I'm aware that I'm a little slow to the draw on this one. However, I wanted to hold off my general opinion of the Nintendo Creators Program for a little while to see if it really would pan out the way I thought it would. And besides, for the reasons I'll explain here, I feel that like the channels that are now associated with it, the Nintendo Creators Program is going to be an ongoing subject of debate. I'm positive that if you have any interest in this subject, you've already seen other people talking about the ups and downs, mostly downs, of Nintendo's answer to the ever-growing question of Let's Playing in YouTube. You may have also heard them tell you of how terrible the program's contract is, and all the things it can mean for you and your channel if things go south for the big N. So, I don't want to talk about that. Instead, I want to approach this from an angle I haven't seen explored a whole lot yet. Let's talk about analytics. It was stated by Nintendo a while back that they received far more applicants for the program than they had initially anticipated, so many in fact that the approval process was slowed down to accommodate. However, coming from somebody who's trying to turn YouTube into his job right now, please watch my ads, I can tell you that numbers are worthless unless you understand what they mean. Just saying you're making $400 a month off ad revenue is a lot weaker than saying, and here are the types of videos I make that account for roughly 80% of that. So while Nintendo's throwing around a blanket statement of success, to understand how well they're really doing, we have to answer three questions. First, what were their initial projections? For all we know, they were only expecting a couple dozen people to be interested and they got a few hundred. Now, realistically, they've probably got a team sifting through thousands of video and application submissions as I speak, which, unfortunately, even then, isn't even a drop in the bucket compared to the exponential growth of the Let's Playing scene at large on this site. The second point we need to establish is how powerful their new creative talent is, aka how many of these creators are people of some importance. What I mean by that is, I mean to ask how many of them have been doing this long enough and well enough to have established a strong and devoted audience large enough to sway general opinion of the community. Maybe not pushing the numbers of, say, Josh Jepson or maybe even Proton John, but still doing well in their own right. Let's throw some fairly modest numbers out there for YouTube standards and ask how many people that applied for Nintendo partnership have at least 10,000 subscribers, poll at least 10% of that in views during the first 2 days of any particular video, and have been creating on YouTube for at least 2 years. That last one is important because it also establishes that they understand how the system works by now. That when they look at a contract like the one that Nintendo offered them, they know full well what they're getting into. They have a thorough comprehension of what these terms mean for both them and their audience, and that if this ship goes down, they're going with it. And that brings us to numero tres. How many people that don't understand the contract they're signing with this are going to end up regretting this decision down the road? Fortunately, I already know the answer to that one. It's all of them. One does not simply walk into a multi-channel network, okay? Not unless the deal they're offering you is far less than optimal. I mean, think about this. The terms for this program clearly state that not only can they change the rate at which you earn money off your own work at any time, but also without any warning to allow you to prepare. You could end up in the very situation you signed up for this program to begin with to avoid, and they do not even have to give you a reason why. A 4-year-old could tell you that's bad business. I asked one yesterday just to be sure. And if you signed your whole channel onto this program, guess what? You're stuck, bucko. You either have to keep playing by their rules or abandon your entire channel to start anew. Go ask Accursed Farms what that's like. He'll tell you all about it. This whole thing is just like the mass recruiting Machinima did back in the day, and the Nintendo Creators Program is showing all the same signs of going in the exact same direction that did. Look, Nintendo makes great games. mostly. Nobody can take that away from them, but unfortunately, this is going exactly the way I thought it was going to. A lot of people are excitedly signing up for this program thinking it to be something it's not, and because of that, the whole thing is going to be a slow-motion train wreck as hearts get broken, creativity gets stifled, and potentially awesome channels are annihilated by one mistake they made years ago. So, in conclusion, a little advice for anyone thinking of signing up for this program: don't. Just don't.
No. Whatthefnu. Put down the coffee table. Don't make me get the great sword.